With the spread of the coronavirus, it caused all NCAA sports to be canceled, leaving players wondering what to do in this unusual situation. In an interview with Cade McGann, a freshman pitcher, and Matthew Thomas, a senior pitcher, I was able to get their perspective on this predicament.
My name is Cade McGann. I'm a freshman pitcher on the baseball team.
So with our year this year, we were pre-ranked pretty high and whatnot. We were playing well during the season. So being a very skilled and highly ranked team in the nation, how did you feel about our season getting canceled?
I mean, obviously, it's a big bummer, really disappointing. You put in so much work in the fall and in the winter. You just build up for it, and it's just too bad it got cut short.
How did you feel for the seniors that aren't going to be able to come back now that we know that eligibility will be granted? So for those that aren't coming back, how did you feel?
I feel terrible for them. My heart goes out to them. I know how much I love the game, and I imagine they feel the same way. And to imagine it getting taken prematurely out of something out of your control like that, my heart definitely goes out for them, and I feel for them.
I'm Matt Thomas. I am a senior. I was going to be graduating this year. I'm a pitcher, but now I'm going to be graduating next year.
What were your thoughts when you heard the season was canceled?
It was just kind of a shock. Like, you're kind of numb. Like, there was obviously suspicion with Corona that maybe some games would be postponed or just like kind of canceled. But we didn't really expect it to be like the whole season. So we are just kind of blindsided there. I think Trinity was one of like the first schools to kind of definitely like get rid of the season. So it was also sad, just because it was we had that game to play that night, but we didn't think the rest of the week or so that they were allowing split games would happen. So
In our last game against DeSalles, did you end up playing because of the question of
no, no, I didn't
eligibility?
play along with most of the other seniors just because we didn't know if that would affect eligibility for next year. But it turns out like they gave us another year either way. We just didn't know that at the point and didn't think it would be worth it to risk anything.
Coming back next year, how are these scholarships going to work?
I think that's all getting figured out. It's kind of like on an individual case by case situation. For me, like, I'm taking 3 hours in the fall and 3 in the spring, so I'm not technically a full time student. Because I'm doing that, I'm taking 2 classes over the summer, so I'm having to pay for summer school. I think some people are not getting scholarship, but others are getting like maybe prorated or something like that.
Being a senior and given our current situation with COVID-19, what will you be doing this summer as far as working, lifting, or whatever else?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I'm taking 2 classes over the summer that are online through not Trinity, but another college. And then I'm also going to be doing stuff training for baseball with it. Hopefully gyms open up soon and just running. And also I had an internship with the San Antonio Missions, but that's obviously up in there right now. So kind of a downside of obviously all of this, but trying to do something certainly productive.
Finally, when the coaches had that meeting with all the seniors, once we heard our season was being canceled before our game against DeSalles, what did he say and what did he talk about?
Yeah, I mean, our coaches, they just talked about how like they pretty much just wrote everything down, like that, like concerns we had, pretty much, scholarships, eligibility. Pretty much we knew we needed to get into contact with our president, Danny Anderson, because he was the one that made the decision, or at least told or emailed. He didn't never told us about it. He just emailed it to us. And then, just because we had to figure out what was the best route of getting another year of eligibility back and being able to play. So we knew it would be a long process. There's a lot of talking to Danny Anderson and Bob King, who's the athletic director, just making sure. There's just a lot of questions that we all had just because we're all in different situations.